Okay, Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
I will
warahmatullahi.
continue. We continue. Okay, and the historical topic development. Right. Okay, so let me share. The slide here. Okay, we can see the slides. Let me make it. Okay, so during the last class, the last session, we have discussed the stage 1 and the stage 2, for the historical developments of fiqh. And now we continue with the stage 3, third stage, and also fourth stage. Okay, which is it's the building of fiqh. Okay, and also the flowering of fiqh. Okay, the building of fiqh and also the flowering of fiqh. So the building of fiqh, this is during the Umayyad dynasty, and the flowering of fiqh during the Asst dynasty. Okay, so let us move. So the third stage, okay, building of fiqh, the era of the Umayyad dynasty, right? Okay, so this stage is regarded as the building stage, okay, the building stage of fiqh, okay, and it begins with the rise of Umayyad dynasty and ends with the fall of this dynasty. So the building of fiqh, okay, so it happened during this period of time. All right. So the Umayyads, okay, were in power for approximately 1 century, starting from the death of the last of righteous caliph, okay, Ali ibn Abi Talib, okay, in 661 Christ era, and the ascendancy of the founder of the Umayyad dynasty, okay, Caliph Muawiyah, okay, ibn Abi Sufyan, okay, until the last of the Umayyad caliph around the middle of 8th century. So basically, this is the period, okay, of this Umayyad dynasty. Okay, during this Umayyad dynasty, what happened actually? Okay, there were certain practices that contradict with the fiqh practice previously practiced. Okay, for example, the central treasury. Okay, the central treasury Baitul Mal. Okay, Baitul Mal. Okay, was turned into the personal property of the caliphs and also the family. Okay, of this caliph. Okay, so Baitul Mal is was turned to personal property of this caliph and family. Okay, but before was not like that, right? So and also the office of caliph, okay, the office of caliph was converted into that of hereditary kingship. Okay, then this situation or these developments affected, okay, the relationship, okay, between the caliphs and also the scholars, okay, in that time. Okay, so this actually resulted in, okay, so to the end of the principles of shura. So what is the meaning of shura? So it's consultative government, yeah? Right. So that was what was happening, okay, during this Umayyad dynasty. So also happened in this time, okay, the expansions of Islamic state boundary. So it became widened, okay, and there were naturally more problems and also issues, okay, emerged, okay, during this time. So many people, okay, during that time, they embraced Islam. Okay, of course, they were from different backgrounds, okay, different cultures, okay, and also customs, and also the questions raised, okay, by them were different in nature. Okay, so this situation, okay, leads the Muslim jurists, the scholars, okay, at that time, okay, to find out sources of Islamic law, okay, in arrivings, okay, to the best solution, okay, for these issues and problems, right? So during this time also there was effort, okay, there was an effort to codify, okay, the fatwa of Sahaba, okay, the views and opinions of Sahaba. So this was during the times of dynasty of Umayyad dynasty. Okay, so next we move. Okay, developments of fiqh. Now, okay, so what are the obvious developments of fiqh during this time? Okay, so first, increase in the issues related to fiqh and ijtihad. Okay, in the issues, yes, because of this expansion, okay, of Islamic State's boundary. Okay, many people embrace Islam, so there were new issues, there were new problems raised up by them. Okay, so this is due to the expansions of the Islamic Empire. Okay, so the backgrounds of the people was different in terms of culture, customs, and lifestyles. Okay, and of course, the nature of questions also any diverse, any varied, any different. Okay, from one place to another place. Okay, the nature of the issues of fiqh also varied to be resolved by the scholars. Okay, so because of the scholars, they are spirited, okay, they're scattered in different places, okay, so they tend to use personal ijtihad, okay, because during that time there are many difficulties, it was difficult, okay, to be together, or the Muslim scholars to be together to to be in ijma, to do ijma, okay, like unlike the previous time, like during the companions' time, okay. So here, okay, during this time, they tend to, to use the personal ijtihad, okay, the personal reason, personal opinion more, okay. So, yes. All right. So, this also, like I said just now, this dispersion, okay, this dispersions of the scholars resulted of the breakdowns of the principles of ijma. Okay, like I said, it was difficult, okay, to be together, okay, to discuss, okay, to solve, okay, the issues raised. So the scholars, they decided to use their own personal ijtihad in order to solve those issues. Yeah? All right. Then, and of course, yeah, the methodologies, okay, the methodologies, the way, the principles they use are different, okay, are different from one scholars to another scholars, okay, based on the place, right? And of course, but still, they based on the principles provided, okay, in the Quran and the Sunnah. Okay, so the methodologies, okay, the methodologies and the peoples of Medina, for example, were very much influenced, okay, were very much influenced by the views of the prominent companions of the Prophet Abdullah, the companions of the Prophet like Abdullah bin Umar. Okay, so I wanted to say that, okay, the methodologies, okay, in different places, okay, were different. Okay, and the people also were influenced, okay, by the methodologies, okay, used or utilized by the scholar at that particular place. All right, so like for example, Medina, okay, they were influenced by views and opinions that were developed by, opinions of their scholars. Okay, so for instance, peoples of Medina were influenced by the views of Abdullah Ibn Omar. Okay, so in Kufa, for example, Iraq, okay, so the peoples there, okay, were influenced by the opinions of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, for example. Okay, so that was the thing. Okay, the second is spreading and fabrications of hadith. Okay, spreadings and fabrications of hadith. So the narrations of hadith spread rapidly, okay, during this time. However, there was no systematic compilations of sunnah. Okay, so the implications of this situation, okay, so there is positive impact and also a negative impact of it, this one. Yani, Okay, we know during this time there was no systematic codifications of Sunnah or compilations of Sunnah. Okay, so whenever there was an issue, okay, the Mujtahid or the scholars, okay, will find out in their capacity, will find out the individual narrations of hadith, okay, handed over by these companions, the Sahaba and the students. Okay, in their capacities, they will find out the individual narration, okay, of the hadith of a Sunnah, for example. Okay, so what are the positive impact? What is the positive impact? So the positive impact is the extensive reference to the Sunnah in resolving issues of fiqh because they were accessible. So they are more to refer, okay, to Sunnah, okay, in deducing the fiqh ruling. Okay, that was the positive impact. Okay, but the negative impact, what was it? So increasing tendency towards fabrications of Sunnah. Yeah, fabrication of Sunnah. Why? Okay, because when the scholars try to find out the individual narrations of hadith, for example, so actually this led to tendency towards fabrications of Sunnah or hadith. Okay, what were the reasons, okay, of this fabrication? Okay, first, the main reason was that because of what we call fanaticism. Okay, fanaticism. All right, as to it, certain sect, for example, certain mazhab, for example, certain, yes. So, they tend to fabricate it, okay, hadith. Okay, and in addition, they tend to, they would like to encourage, okay, they would like to encourage people to do good deeds, okay, to do good deeds. Okay, how? Okay, by creating hadith, okay, about the virtues of good deeds. Okay, so people when they read, okay, this hadith, when they knew the hadith, so they will do, okay, the good deeds, okay, because of the virtues, okay, because they know from this hadith. Okay, and also they would like to prevent, okay, bad deeds. Okay, for example, they created hadith, okay, they fabricated hadith about punishments, okay, punishment for certain bad deeds or evil deeds, for example, so that people will prevent themselves from this action, okay, or practice. Okay, so these were two implications. Okay, okay, yes. So this also, it actually hindered and extended the process in arriving to the legal rulings, as the scholars have to investigate the authenticity of all the narrations of Sunnah. Okay, because of these fabrications of hadith, Muslims, okay, this led to extensions of process, okay, and deducing the fiqh rulings. Why? Why? Because the scholars need to, they need to find out, investigate, okay, the authenticity of certain hadiths, for example. Okay, so this will extend, okay, the process of deducing the hukum. Yeah. Then it also led to the some scholars actually they rejected certain true hadiths because they knew, okay, this hadith from the fabricators. Okay, so they tend to reject it. Okay, this hadith, they tend to reject, okay, this hadith. Okay, and so actually this phenomenon, I mean the spreading of fabrications of hadith, okay, in Kufa especially, or Iraq especially, okay, the scholars there, okay, they provided certain guideline or certain conditions, okay, for accepting this certain hadith, okay, during that time. Okay, so next, emergence of the school of hadith, okay, and the schools of opinion. Okay, emergence of the school of hadith, okay, school of hadith, which of this madrasa, okay, of the school, okay, they tend to use reason more than the sunnah. Okay, so basically this madrasa to Ahli Ra'i, okay, situated in Kufa or Iraq. Okay, this not to say that they reject hadith, Okay, but then they put really any consents, or they put they beware, okay, be careful, okay, to accept, okay, certain hadiths, okay. So because of this, they tend to to use personal reason more, okay, than referring to hadiths, because we know during that times, Kufa, especially Iraq, okay, there was fabrications of hadith, so they be careful, okay, the scholars there be careful, okay, to accept, okay, certain hadiths. Okay, moving to the next slide. Okay, so differences, okay, between the methodology of Madrasat al-Ahli al-Hadith and also Madrasat Ahli al-Ra'yi. Okay, so what are the differences? Okay, so okay, the main difference is that, okay, the methodologies used, okay, by the scholars introducing the fiqh ruling. So for example, Madrasat al-Ahli Hadith, they refer more to available texts. Okay, for example, they more refer to Sunnah. Okay, but Madrasat al-Ahli Hadith, Ra'i, they use more personal view or personal opinion or personal reason. Okay, so let us look at the slide. Okay, so as exercises of opinion, scholars of Madrasat Ahl al-Hadith use most available texts of the Quran and Sunnah in deducing the rulings of fiqh, whereas scholars of the Madrasat Ahl al-Ra'i use personal ijtihad or opinion in deducing a fiqh ruling. Why? Because of the reason that I have explained just now. Okay, so for Madrasat Ahl al-Hadith, they would avoid making personal legal rulings on an issue if there were no clearly defined, okay, in the Quran, okay, or Sunnah, okay, because their stand was that, okay, whatever Allah has defined, okay, so we need to take it, and whatever left undefined, so it need to be left undefined, okay. All right. So Madrasat al-Ahli Ra'yi was different. Okay, so they use personal ijtihad more, right? So what was their stand, right? So they said, okay, they believe that all of the various laws, okay, revealed by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala had identifiable reasons, okay, and objectives, okay, maqasids behind those rulings or laws, okay. So whether this reasons, okay, these reasons or objectives, okay, has been identified or not. All right. So must be reason. Okay, that's why this was their rules. Okay, their rules to find out what are the reasons. Okay, even though it was not specifically identified by in the Quran by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, the Prophet. Okay, so because of this stance, okay, they believe, okay, there must be a reason, so they try to find out the reason. Okay, then they will apply, okay, the rulings, the laws, okay, to other circumstances that have the same illah, the same reason. I mean, the same illah, yeah, the similar causes. All right. So then we move to the second point. Okay, it's about the hypothetical fiqh. Okay, what is hypothetical fiqh? It is imaginary fiqh, or any based on any things or issues that had not happened, that are not happened yet, for example. Yeah. So the scholars of Madrasa Ahl al-Hadith will always try to find the solution for the current issues. So this Madrasa Ahl al-Hadith, they will base on the real issues. Okay, they base on the real issues to find the solution. Okay, and resolve them based on the text available, while the scholars of Madrasah al-Ra'i always invented variations of existing situations and imaginary solutions to work out and record it. Okay, so for this Madrasah al-Ra'i, so they always ask question like, what if it were like this? Okay, what is the solutions if this situation like this, for example? Yeah, so it based on imaginary. Okay, they invented variations of existing issues, of existing situations, okay, and also imaginary solutions. Okay, so these are the differences, okay, between the methodology of Madrasatul Ahli Hadith and also Madrasatul Ahli Ar-Ra'i. Okay. Okay, next. Okay, reasons for the existence of Madrasat Ahli al-Hadith and Madrasat Ahli al-Ra'i. Okay, so the main factor for the emergence of these two approaches in their respective location was mainly due to the different backgrounds and methodologies used by the scholars, okay, in using the ruling fiqh, okay, in a particular place. Okay, so there are a great number of hadiths, okay, other reasons that there are a great number of hadiths and other narrations available to the people of Madinah. Okay, great number of hadiths. Okay, and other narrations available to the people of Madinah. Yes, we know Madinah was the birthplace of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and there were so many companions there. Okay, so of course there was an abundance of hadiths, okay, in Madinah. Okay, compared to Kufa or Iraq, okay, where there was, not so many, okay, not so many hadiths, okay, found there. Okay, the scholars there were not, they did not know much, okay, and not know so many about the hadiths, yeah. Okay. Okay, then like for example, companions were in Medina, the companions, the prominent companions of this Prophet. Okay, Abu Bakr, for example, Umar, okay, Uthman, radiallahu anhu. Okay, on the other hand, the number of companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam who settled in Iraq was very small, and the number of hadiths were very few. That is why, they tend to use personal ijtihad more, okay, than to referring to hadith. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay, and we know also Baghdad, okay, or Kufa, Iraq. Okay, it become the place where different people from vast backgrounds and touches gathered, which consequently resulted to the increasing number of issues which were unfamiliar to the Muslim scholars of the time. Okay, and also, it was the place of fabricated hadith. Okay, so which had prompted the scholars to impose, strict conditions, in accepting a particular hadith. So this situation actually, led to, resulted, the scholars, to depend more on reasons, rather than depend on the authentic narrations of the Sunnah or the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, then secondly, the spread of the two methods was also due to the influence of the scholars. Okay, the influence of the scholars of these places with the methodology of their mentor from among the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, so influence of the scholars of these places with the methodology of their mentor from among the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the scholars, scholars of Medina, such as Abdullah ibn Umar. Okay, so he learned. Okay, Abdullah ibn Umar learned and graduated. Okay, in the hands of the major scholars of Al-Madinah. Okay, and who follows the approach of madrasati ahli al-hadith. Okay. And then he later propagated, okay, the method to his students, and later on, okay, contributed to the spreading of this approach, okay, in Medina. Okay, the scholars of Iraq. Okay, so Iraq, what happened? Okay, for example, the scholars like Abdullah, okay, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. Okay, so he was influenced. Okay, he was influenced. Okay, by the earlier scholars. Okay, by the earlier scholars of Iraq who propagated the approach of madrasah ahli ra'i. Okay, so this actually contributing, okay, to the increasing influence of this approach. I mean, of this madrasah ahli ra'i in Iraq. Okay. And the third one, the simple lifestyle in Hijaz. Okay, the simple lifestyle in Hijaz and complex lifestyle in Iraq also contributed to the existence of these two approaches. Okay, so simple lifestyle in Hijaz. Okay, there were not so many problems, image. Okay, new issues, right? Compared to Iraq. Okay, so Iraq we knew. Okay, we know, the different people, different backgrounds of people, cultures and customs. Okay, they embrace Islam and their race. Okay, many issues, many problems. Okay, related to faith, for example, right? So it becomes complicated life. Okay, in Iraq, right? So So actually, this led to the different nature of issues. Okay, different natures of issues and problems. Okay, which needed to be faced. Okay, by the scholars there. Okay, by the scholars in Iraq, by the scholars in Kufa. Okay, and consequently, what happened? Okay, this actually prompted them to rely on their opinion. Okay, in resolving those issues, in resolving those problems, right? Okay, because of the lifestyle, different lifestyle. Okay, so where we find in Hijaz, a very simple and easygoing style, lifestyle, but it was complicated, when it turned to Iraq, right? Okay, so these are the reasons, for the existence of Madrasatul Ahli Ra'i and also Madrasatul Ahli Al-Hadith. Okay, why they use Ra'i, for example, why they utilize personal views or personal ijtihad more than referring to Sunnah, for example, available texts. There were reasons. Yeah? Okay. Then moving to next slide. Okay, compilations during this period. Okay, the Sunnah was not completely compiled during this period. So during the Umayyad dynasty, the Sunnah was not completely compiled during this period. Okay, was not completely codified. Okay, during this period, even though there was effort. Okay, to compile, to codify. Okay, but then it was not complete. Okay, as for the compilations of legal rulings, the very first efforts. Okay, the very first effort was started during this period. Okay, the compilations of the rulings, compilations of fatwa of Sahaba, of scholars, for example, it started. Okay, during this period, during this time. Okay, the scholars of Hijaz collected the various fatwas of Abdullah ibn Abbas, for example, in Hijaz, for example, there was effort, an effort to collect, to compile, the fatwa. Okay, fatwa of Abdullah ibn Abbas, Abdullah ibn Umar, Aisha ibn Abu Bakr. Okay, there was an effort. Okay, same goes to Iraq. Yeah, the scholars of Iraq, they started to compile. Okay, the rulings. Okay, the rulings of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. Okay, and those of Ali ibn Abi Talib, for example. So, wanted to say here that the compilations of fiqh rulings, of legal rulings started, during this period of time. Okay, so, yes. Okay, now we move to the fourth stage. Okay, the first stage of fiqh development. Okay, that is flowering of fiqh. Okay, the flowering of fiqh, and we can also say the golden era of fiqh. Yeah. So this was during the times of the Abbasid era. Yeah, the Abbasid era. All right. So it happened during the times this date, 750 and to 950 first era. Okay. So this stage started from the beginning of the 2nd century of Hijrah. Okay, with the rise of the Abbasid dynasty founded by Caliph Abu Abbas. Okay, so our first Caliph, okay, for this Abbasid era was Caliph Abu Abbas. Okay, Abu Abbas. Okay, and ended to the middle of the 1st century of Hijrah. Okay, 950 first era. Okay, so during which the decline of the Abbasid dynasty could be observed. Okay, so the decline, okay, of this dynasty, okay, 950 Christ era. Okay, so the Caliph, okay, during these times, okay, they supported Islamic scholarship. Okay, supported the Islamic scholarship. Okay, there were debates. Okay, there were discussions. Okay, on fiqh, right? So meaning that they support. Okay, they support this the scholars. Yeah, the Muslim scholar, the Islamic scholarship, right? So, and of course, and also, you know, during this period, the various principles of fiqh were developed. Okay, by the scholars. Okay, and the opinions of the four mazhab were compiled and codified. Yeah? During these times, the views or the opinions of four mazhab, okay, the prominent mazhab, okay, were codified and compiled. Okay. So like I said, okay, this era actually, okay, also known as the golden fiqh period. Okay, the flourishing, okay, the flourishing fiqh, the periods of fiqh, okay, the codification period, okay, and the periods of mujtahideen. Also can say that, yeah. Okay, so the emergence of several prominent Muslim scholars who later become independent, okay, mujtahids and established mazhab was also remarkable periods of this period. Okay, so meaning that the four prominent mazhab, they started to develop, okay, during this time, the Abbasid era. Okay, so Imam Shafi'i, Hanafi, okay, Hanbali, okay, Maliki, okay, they started, okay, to establish mazhab, okay, during this period. Okay, next. Factors affecting the development of fiqh. Okay, factors affecting the development of fiqh during this era. Okay, we have 6 factors. All right, so first, government support towards the development of fiqh and fuqaha. Okay, so they have close relationship. Okay, the caliphs, okay, the government has had a close relationship with the scholars, okay, Muslim scholars during that time. Okay, so Abbasid caliphs, okay, involved, okay, in and support, in his support, they encourage, okay, the scholars, okay, and also this caliph, they assisted, okay, the scholars, okay, in developing the science of Islam, okay, including fiqh. Okay, so for example, okay, Caliph Al-Mansur, okay, Caliph Al-Mansur, okay, one of the caliphs, okay, during this time, okay, so he consulted Imam Malik, okay, he consulted Imam Malik about allowing him to make his famous compilations on the Sunnah, called Al-Muwatta, as the constitutions of the state, okay, as the state's constitution. Right, so which resulted in having the mazhab of Imam Malik binding on all Muslims. Okay, so this one to show, okay, that the government support, okay, the government relationship with the scholars. Okay, so we have also Caliph Harun, okay, Caliph Harun al-Rashid. So this caliph, so he requested from Imam Abu Yusuf, okay, Imam Abu Yusuf, to draft the law related to the administrations of land. Okay, administration of land, and the Imam wrote his famous book titled Kitab Al-Kharaj. Okay, Kitab Al-Kharaj. So it was about administrations of land. Okay, so this became a reference, okay, to the state. Okay, then also Caliph Al-Ma'mun also, okay, this Caliph also supported, okay, the scholars, okay, by attending their circle, by attending their discussion, okay, and he also debated with scholars. Okay, so this also actually want to show that the support, okay, the government supports toward the developments of fiqh and the fuqaha. Okay, next we move emergence. Okay, the second factor, okay, was the emergence of competent mujtahideen and the spreads of debate and discussion. Okay, emergence of competent mujtahideen. So we have the prominent mazhab, the prominent scholars, mujtahid, okay, that have their own mazhab. Okay, the founders of the major schools of fiqh, okay, were produced in this period. For example, yeah, so they, like I said, just like Imam Abu Hanifa, okay, Imam Malik, Imam Shafi'i, okay, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal. Okay, so these prominent scholars, they developed their school, okay, of fiqh during this time, and which was later further expanded, okay, later expanded, yes, by their students, right? So these prominent scholars, they created the environments of discussion and academic debate. Okay, so this actually contributed, okay, significantly, okay, in the developments of fiqh. Yeah, okay. So yes, number 3, expansions of the Islamic Empire. Okay, the expansions of Islamic Empire. Yes, as we know, so the Islamic state boundary was expanded, okay, during this time. Okay, so this expansion actually resulted in the increase of the issues of fiqh, okay, needed needed to be resolved by these scholars. Okay, so the vast differences, okay, the vast differences in the cultural background, okay, as well as the customs of the people, okay, in these regions under the Islamic Empire led to the diversion to the nature of issues raised. Okay, so the scholars, they actually, because of this, they developed different methods, okay, different methods of ijtihad in order to find the solution, in order to find the hukum, the rulings, okay, for those issues. But of course, okay, even though they developed methods, but these methods actually based on the principles of principles provided by the Quran and the Sunnah. Okay, so this expansion also contributed to result in the increasing in the centers of learning, okay, particularly in the major cities in Islamic Empire. So what happened? So many scholars, they travel from one place to another place in order to improve their knowledge. Okay, like for example, journey of Muhammad ibn Hassan al-Shaybani. Okay, so it was a prominent student of Abu Hanifa. So he traveled, okay, from Iraq to Medina in order to study under Imam Malik, for example. Yeah, so this is the result, okay, the impact, okay, of these expansions of the Islamic Empire. So many centers of learning, okay, developed or established. So this resulted in many scholars, they traveled from one place to another place to improve their knowledge, okay, to seek knowledge, right? Okay, then we move to the next factor, okay, compilations of Sunnah. Okay, so during this time, the compilations of Sunnah, the codifications of Sunnah was completely done. Okay, compilations of Sunnah. Okay, so this effort, which was undertaken by the scholars of Hadith, okay, contributed significantly in the development of fiqh, and also contributed significantly in reducing the burden of proving the authenticity of a particular hadith among the fuqaha and reducing the rulings of fiqh. Yeah, okay. So during this time, hadith or sunnah was completely compiled and codified, so it become reference, okay, to the scholars in reducing the hukum. Yeah, okay. So actually there were steps, okay, steps in the developments of codifications of Sunnah. Okay, so the scholars of this time codified the Sunnah without incorporating them with the sayings of scholars as it was done previously. Okay. So this Sunnah was compiled, okay, based on the narratives. Okay, like for example, Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. Okay, so he compiled, okay, many traditions of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his famous compilations named Musnad Imam Ahmad. Okay, so he began the compilation, okay, by compiling all the hadiths narrated by Abu Bakr, for example. Okay, and then by Umar, and then by Uthman, okay, and so on. Okay, so that was the effort made by Imam Ahmad. Okay, Musnad Imam Ahmad. But later on, okay, the codifications or compilations of Sunnah, okay, was based on topics of fiqh. Okay, like we have now, okay, in Sahih Imam Bukhari, okay, Sahih Muslim, okay, Sunan Nasa'i, Sunan Abu Dawud, okay, Jami' at-Tirmizi and Sunan Ibn Majah. Okay, so based on topic of fiqh, right? Okay, so next, the factors affecting the development of fiqh was the compilations of fiqh. It's compilations of fiqh. Yeah, so many books. Okay, many books of fiqh written, okay, by the scholars. Okay, and also we have principles of Islamic law, principles of fiqh. So books was written, like for example, books of Imam Shafi'i, Arisalah. Okay, fatwa was compiled, was codified. Yeah. Books, right? And then emergence, okay, emergence of different schools of law, okay, emergence of different schools of Islamic law, for example, so all the above factors, the four mazhab, okay, different schools of Islamic law, like for example, the prominence mazhab, okay, by four prominent mujtahid, okay. So actually all these factors mentioned, okay, contributed, okay, to this emergence, okay, to this establishment of the different schools, right, to the establishment and the development of these schools, okay. Yes, of course. In fact, there were another schools, okay, other schools of Islamic law, like for example, schools which were founded during this period, such as the schools of Al-Awza'i, okay, Sufyan al-Thawri, Ibn al-Layla, and so on. Okay, however, most of these schools, okay, most of them disappeared, okay, later on, and because why? Because lack of effort, okay, in spreading and codifying this, the views of these scholars, okay, the views developed by them, founders of these schools, okay, unlike the four prominent mazhabs, okay. So the four prominent mazhabs, okay, continued, okay, until now because of the efforts of their students, okay, in spreading, okay, in codifying, yeah, their views, the scholars' views. Okay, so I think I have reached, okay, the time is 10:30 already. Okay, so I think that's all. Okay, thank you very much.